So for the experiment, each of us showed a participant the image and how they would rate this person based on being happy or sad while holding a hot drink, or after a few minutes holding a cold drink. We were interested in how drink temperature would affect a person's response to the image and hypothesized that a hot drink would have a higher rating for happiness compared to a cold drink. After data was collected from other classmates who asked participants how they would rate the image based on happiness or sadness, we collected a total of 124 responses for a hot drink and 142 for the cold drink. We were then able to do our study.
Yeah, so in our study, we ran the two-sample hypothesis test, and our data type for that was numerical. Our grouping variable was our hot or cold beverage, and the response variable would have been happy or sad. And so our population of interest was all the responses of the people with a hot or a cold beverage. And then our parameter of interest was the true mean of happy or sad. And so after running it through Jamovi, we divided the biggest standard deviation by the smallest and got that there's an equal variance. So we ran a two-sample t-test with equal variance. The sample size was sufficient. And so we put our null hypothesis as mu1 minus mu2 equals 0, set them as equal. For our alternative hypothesis, we put mu1 minus mu2 is greater than 0 because we had hot drinks. We hypothesized that hot drinks have a higher happiness rating than cold drinks. And so after running all that, we got the mean for hot drinks was 5.194, and the mean for cold drinks was 4.542. And yeah, so with the alpha level of 0.05, our p-value was less than that. So we were able to reject the null hypothesis. So yeah.
And so for our conclusion, we have collected sufficient evidence to reject the claim that the true mean of happy or sad for the two drink temperatures are the same, and instead we conclude that the true mean of happy for hot drinks is greater than the true mean of happy for cold drinks, and we are 95% confident that the true mean of happy for hot drinks are at least 0.25632 data points greater than happy for cold drinks. And the results of our conclusion show that pretty much a majority of those who held the hot drink found the man to appear more happy rather than sad. And this just kind of goes to show that participants who held the hot drink got a more like welcoming and warm perspective of the man in the picture, and the ones in the cold drink were like the opposite, and they saw him as more like sad and maybe not as welcoming. So yeah.
So for our experiment, each of us showed a participant an image of a man, and they were asked whether he was generous or selfish, reserved or outgoing, happy or sad, or good-natured versus bad-natured. Participants were then asked to use a scale-like system to rate the person based off of the question while holding a hot drink, and then after a few minutes, a cold drink. The question we chose to analyze was if the person was happy or sad, because we were most interested in the effects of drink temperature and mood. We were interested in, we hypothesized that a hot drink would have a higher rating for happiness compared to a cold drink. After the data was collected from other classmates who asked participants these questions, we came to the data that 124 respondents for hot drinks and 142 respondents for cold drinks, and then we used that for our data.
Yeah, and we thought that warm drinks would have a higher happy rating, just because, I don't know, we all kind of decided on that, like when you're warm and cozy, it's just
better than cold.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable or something.
When I think of like cold and like look at the man, I think of like an office building and like just a mean boss or something. But yeah, with the warm drink, we figured that it would have a happier rating, and it did turn out to be true. We were able to reject the null since our p-value was less than the alpha, and yeah.
Yeah, we just felt like we had a bunch of different options to choose from, and we chose that, like, the hot versus cold, because we felt like it would have the greatest difference between them to compare. So